So, guys, before everybody else is joining, just wanted to know. So, Samir and Niharika, you are welcome to this session. So, just before we move ahead and start talking a bit about this, I just would like to know. So, see this specific screen which you are able to see as of now, this is visible to you, correct? It's related to data analyst. So, before we move ahead, I just would wanted to know what is your thought on this? I mean, what is a data analyst? What do you understand by data analyst? Eh, The opportunity, the way of earning on a next profile you are looking for, you are already working somewhere, or you would want to. Okay, for now. So, guys, as a data analyst, I mean, just like you can see this screen, imagine yourself as a data analyst. So, if you are a data analyst working in a company, okay, obviously these are few things which we talk about, that we analyze the data, we provide with the summarized information, provide with the graphical representation of the data in a way so our colleague, our supervisor, and the person we are reporting to, the person we are sharing the reports with, they can read the data very easily. Okay. Once the data set is available with you, you have a huge data as a data analyst. But the data being provided by you, it's very simple one, easy to read, easy to understand, right? And that is what you are supposed to provide. Correct? So here we have a very simple slides where you can imagine yourself as a data analyst of an e-commerce company, right? That captures sales, products, and few of the day-to-day data. Correct? So what do you do with this data? For an example, if some of you are already aware of e-commerce like Amazon, Mantra, there are different e-commerce clients, right? Which we are checking on our phone. So as of now, guys, before we move ahead and talk a bit about it, let me share you one thing that this era is for data. Okay. So as of now, everybody is creating data knowingly and unknowingly when we are surfing net or trying to search anything from net or from any e-commerce company or the application which we have. We are trying to search for anything and it is creating a history in background. Okay, for an example, on an e-commerce app, you are trying to search for something, then the relevant products will be recommended to you on a different applications. Okay, so how this thing works? Because the data is getting captured, the data is being utilized, the data is being analyzed. As a data analyst, whenever work on the data, you obviously have data which you either trying to download from a specific portal within company, or maybe sometimes stakeholders are sharing the details with you. Then you are analyzing the data. Before analyzing the data, you need to make the data structured. In a structured way, you keep the data with you and then start summarizing it. Okay. Before that, what we are talking about, that e-commerce company, which is for an example Amazon, and you are trying to search a grocery item here. Then whenever you open a relevant apps, you're going to get the recommendations for the searched items. So ultimately the data is getting captured and analyzed in background. So after analyzing the data, how can you boost the business? First of all, why do you require in a company? Okay. So as a data analyst, why this demand is so high in the market? Why we have so many opportunities for data analysts? Because of the data. When you such huge data is created and saved in the server, what is the utilized what is the utilization of it, right? Ultimately it's been captured and analyzed by the data analyst. So each of the company hiring one of the data analysts so they can take a benefit of it, and they can listen their customer voice basis the data what they have. Okay, they can understand what do you like, what do you not like, what you're searching for, what a specific organizer can provide you. So whenever you start downloading any of the applications, The applications ask you for many of the access which you provide, and later on the company start utilizing the data. Correct? So ultimately with this data, the company you work in, they analyze it, they try to maximize the profit. Correct? So they start understanding their customer voice basically from the data captured. Okay, they get to know who is buying and who is not buying. Product to stock, what we are able to see in the second number of point here. As an example, if you're buying any of the product from Amazon, and in a specific region where you are living, the product is supposed to be available there. It should be easily available to you. When you are ordering a specific product, you can see that in the notification you get to know within 3 days or within 4 days you are going to get the delivery of this specific product, right? Now, how can you get the delivery on time? Because the availability of product is there, which means stock is available. It should not be a case that the reason is having no stock, then it is comparatively taking long. There are more chances that later on you close the deal, later on you cancel the deal, right? So there is lot of thing happens basis the data only. Basis data, company gets to know that there is a less stock of a specific type of product, and we have a huge demand of a specific kind of product. How can we fulfill the requirement of the customers, right? So all these things happens with the data. As a data analyst, you have the access to a different sources. Maybe your data is captured in a server or maybe on a cloud. So you get the access to it. You start preparing your daily, weekly, monthly reports, dashboards, and graphical representation. Then you start sharing it with the stakeholders, with the leadership in your organization. They take the decisions basis the summarized data provided by you. Okay, so this is one. Let's move ahead on this specific sheet. Okay, what do you see, guys, on this? There are three different visuals, right? Visuals are there for easily summarizing the data. Correct? This is a graphical representation of the summarized data. Correct? So here, for an example, we are talking about one of the supermart. It's a DMart. You must have, must have heard about this. So there are a couple of different kind of categories. In DMart, you get everything. Okay. So this specific presentation is for DMart only. Correct? You see the very first snapshot, which is related to sales category. Guys, what do you observe here in the very first snapshot? So there are different categories like grocery, clothes, food item, leather item, electronic item, any other items, and gift items are there. Which one is performing very good and which one is performing comparatively low? So if you see, the grocery and clothes item are very huge, right? Comparatively, the sales is very good. Other than the gift items. Now, as a data analyst, what can you suggest to the organizer? As a data analyst, how can you help in increasing the sales for a specific type of product? Okay, so this has been observed when you go in different malls, in the different superstores also. So you observe the same thing. Let me tell you one thing here. When the grocery items are, you know, comparatively high in the contribution here. If you see, it is having the sales percentage highest out of it. Similarly, clothes is also having the highest contribution here. How can you ensure that the gift items are also in a good contribution? Slowly and gradually, your gift item sales also should increase. As a data analyst, how can you help organizer in getting this specific sales increased? You can suggest many of the things. For an example, the gift item bay, which is kept in a one of the floor in DMart, you can suggest that the gift item can be near to the clothes section. So there are bays divided in different malls, right? We see that one of the bays for only grocery, then in other section only clothes items are there, right? So similarly, if gift items are kept near to the clothes, this is one of the suggestion which you can keep, that sometime when we do on the festival season, the gift item sales gets increased. So this is basis the historical data you got to know. Okay. And the same thing you can suggest here with your colleague, with your supervisors, right? So for an example, a person is going for a event and wanted to go for, buy some clothes. So one of the person came in DMart and buying some clothes because he is going to go in the event. So if the gift item is near, the gift item bay is near to the clothes bay, maybe his eyes capture. So how this works, whenever we go somewhere, our eye captures something and then this interest to build. And obviously we look at for some of the time, maybe for a minute or two, and then the interest build and maybe there are more chances that we buy this specific product. So similarly, if the gift items kept near to the clothes bay, there are more possibility that a person who is going for an event buying some clothes, there are that he's look at this specific gift items for some of the time, and then the probability of buying the gift item also get increased. So this is one thing, this is one of the snapshot which you see here. It's been prepared on the Power BI, which is showing you the contribution of sales of each different categories. Let's go for the second one. It's the donut visual, guys, if you can see here. Okay, so what is this, guys, and how can you help here? What ultimately you are doing when you are sharing this specific snapshot as a data analyst to your leadership? Okay, so you see here that the sales in weekend is 40% and the 60% sales is only in the weekend. What can you do here and what are you suggesting here? So in DMart, in the weekends, the sales is high comparatively. The visit contribution is maximum. So 60% is the visit percent, right? Here, we are also able to understand and what you're suggesting here, that keep the sufficient staff in the weekend because you have highest vis comparatively good visit, right? So you need to maintain the shift timings for the staff who are working in your organization. Okay, it's an organization for them, they are employees for DMart, right? So they need to assign with the shift timing, they need to assign with the break hours. Okay, when there is availability, when there is a less visit, then accordingly they need to plan everything, correct? So in the weekends, when the sales percent is high, how can you ensure that within weekdays the sales is also increased? So guys, if you might have seen in the weekdays only, you see more number of you know offers are coming whenever you go from between, from Monday to, to Thursday. There are more chances of offers because they want that the customer who are, going for weekends, they are obviously having nice business within weekend, but they would want to ensure that within weekdays also, when they do not have this much budget, still the business grow on the weekdays also. So you see that more offers are in the weekdays, correct? So you can suggest that, yeah, you can keep a more on a specific day. Maybe you can keep, like, if a person come on Monday and is buy specific kind of electronic items, there are some of the gift items also kept here. This is one of the thing is observed on other marts also. You also see here that when a different shift timings, right? Within 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., most of the people are coming in this way. So you need to ensure, as a data analyst, you need to ensure and tell it to your supervisor or to the colleague that the support staff which is there is available. Maximum of your support staff is available in these two shift timings. In other two shift timings, there are less people required because you have less visit, and the sales percentage is also not that much within that specific time frame. So you need to ensure that your support staff is, they can serve your customer. So that's all thing you can read basis the historical data, correct? Basis the historical data, you take the decision, you provide it with your leadership, you provide with your organizer or to the supervisor, and accordingly they take decision on it, right? So this is one of the visuals which are prepared on Power BI. And let's move ahead. It is one of the report and dashboard which you can see it's prepared on Microsoft Excel, guys. Okay, so here you can see the total sales, total leads, you can see the customer sources wise contribution, top 5 managers. So this is a one view dashboard, guys, which help you As a colleague, as a supervisor, when you read these details, it is very easy for you guys to understand it, right? When you are not a data analyst, but as a data analyst you are the one who is preparing it all. Similarly, here is one of the report which is prepared on Tableau. Ultimately, as a data analyst, you provide it in a way that it becomes easy for the person who is receiving the file. When you are preparing the report, everything you know about it, right? You need to share it in a way that once the report is received, they do not need to get back to you that what did you created here. I did not understand about this specific visual or this specific summary which you have kept on the email of body of the email. Correct? So the visuals or the summary or the dashboard should be in a way that are easy to read and easy to understand, right? So here this is a Tableau file which is showing week till date, month till date, quarter till date, and year till date information here. So the infographic which you see here are for the key KPI, which you call key performance indicator, right? For different channel wise contribution here. There is a lot more which we can see. As of now, let's move ahead and see what all do you do after becoming a data analyst and what is your work. It should not be a case that only looking at the graph, looking at the summary, we understand this is all what we do, right? There is a lot much work which is done by data analyst in background, which colleague, supervisor, and leadership does not have idea about, right? So they extract the information maybe from a customers, okay, how this customers data extracted basis the different portal. They have a tool in a specific company. Whenever you work, they have a specific tool. They can record the information, right? Basis the information which is saved in the server or in the cloud. They can extract the information, prepare the data, okay, make it structured, share it in a Excel, share it in Power BI, Tableau, or in a different platform, right? So ultimately, they are transforming the data, they are making it structured. When the data is downloaded, it is not in a way how we can share it with the colleague, right? So we need to make it in a structured way. Then after we need to, and this when we make it in a structured way, we call it transformation, right? Preparation of the dashboard. How can we give it a look that it is easy to read? Okay. So for that, what do we need to do? Are we going to get the data from one platform only? No, as a data analyst, you need to get the data from couple of different platforms. Sometime you get it directly from the portal, or sometime you get it from your respective stakeholders who are working in different departments. They also share you the relevant data to it. Then you make a correlation here, and basis that you start combining the relevant data. Analyze the information and identify the pattern and trends. What do you do here? Do you directly share the data with your colleague? No, you analyze the information, you understand the requirement of what they would wanted to know. Okay. They also have specified what a specific pattern they want from you. So accordingly, you identify the relevant patterns and trends and share it with them. Okay. The report generation is obviously daily, weekly, monthly, and sometime it is on the hourly basis too. Correct. So all these things happen in an organization and done by the data analyst only. The data analyst work is to monitor and manage the operability of dashboard and reporting. What is this? Now, whenever the specific report and dashboard is prepared and published by the MIS or the data analyst, there is one more work to keep an eye on your dashboard, right? The one dashboard which has been either automated by you or the report is auto published, you also need to see the operability. There should not be any error in between, right? Else the accuracy of the data, the visuals will just moved out of the motive here. The motive is to showcase the summary for a specific pattern, so you need to ensure that the operability is there, right? Design dashboard, monitor, perform metric, right? There are different KPIs in organization. Whenever you work, there are quality metrics, there are operation metrics. In training, there are different metrics like throughput, like yield percent, like achievement percent, okay, schedule. There are more related to adherence, shift adherence, and there are a couple of more things, right? The profit percentage, the turnover percentage. There is lot more. So you need to ensure that all of the KPIs are calculated properly with 100% accuracy. Interpret data, analyze the result using statistical techniques. What do you understand by statistical techniques? In Excel, in Power BI, in Tableau, you have couple of statistical related function which help you building your dashboard in proper way with the help of weightage and average, right? So this is happen basically different data tools, right? Now, sometime when we start talking about it, we have a question that I am working from home in a specific company. I'm already working somewhere with a different field. I'm just a student. So is this beneficial, or should I go for this? Do I have a future here? Right? There is lot of things which happen. Okay, you just see the market that yeah, there is opportunity, but you also think about it whether this field is going to be fruitful or not. So guys, this is a skill. This is a same skill like on YouTube. You start searching something and you get the relevant learning. Nobody told you how do you search videos on YouTube. Nobody told you how do you learn the Amazon app, Mantra app, or a different app where from you order many products. So this is a skill, and for that you do not require any specific graduation or any specific profession or any experience. This is a skill which you learn for looking at the demand and market about the opportunities in data analyst. Okay, so either you're from BCom, BTech, BSc, or any of the graduation, it's completely okay because it's one of the skill which you learn and later on provide it with the insights, right? This is the skill set which you learn. Similarly, you are from any profession, the data analyst, anyone can become data analyst, right? Now sometime we think about experience and the person who is having no idea about it. So we are going to start from a scratch, having no idea about data analyst, starting from 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. From this level we are going to start, right? So either you are experienced or having no idea about it, it's going to be completely easy for you, as ultimately when you're going to learn, this thought come that whether it is going to be easy for me to understand all this or it's going to be tough. So it is going to be very easy. In such way we are going to teach this to you. Okay, let's move ahead on the next one. What all tools basis the dashboards and the summarized data is prepared. So guys, whenever you get a specific data, it is not in the form how you want. It is the raw data, right? Raw data, which means like a raw material. Okay, it's not the complete data. So you need to connect with the different platform. You need to link it with the different tools, right? Get the data, right? So here few of the tools are there, like Microsoft Excel, right? It is one of the very famous tool, and these tools are like ocean. The more you work with them, the more you get to learn, right? So we are going to work with them. Then there is a lot of opportunities and career path in future. So that is all from my side, guys.